texted was about a month ago, and I had such a strong feeling that he would contact me again on this year's Lionsgate on the 8th of the 8th. I was at the beach on vacation, and sure enough, I heard from him on the 8th of the 8th. He texted me, and I talked about us having a joint mission here on Earth to help raise the vibration on the planet together. I told him that individually we are very powerful, but together we are a force to be reckoned with. He replied that he is aware of our joint mission, but is unsure of how to get out of his current karmic situation. So he says that the timing is a bit off. He then said, let's start planning to be together in our next life. I said, we are here in this time and space to do the mission in this lifetime. He then went into fear and guilt because he felt like he was letting me down and that he failed in our mission. I then said that I had to thank him. He thought I was thanking him for contacting me, so he said, have faith. I contacted you now, right? And I will contact you again. I almost could not believe my ears. He said the exact words, have faith. And she says, well, take a look at my cell phone case that I've been using for my cell phone for the past 3 years. And look at this. That is her cell phone case. Have faith. So she says, even more confirmation. In one moment, he's in his ego mind in fear of not knowing the way back to union. And in the next moment, his higher self takes over and says, have faith. A way will be found to our union. When you pulled the TikTok card about divine timing, I knew that was the answer. When the universe calls time for us to come together, nothing will stop us. Thank you, Nikki, for being the connecting force to allow messages to flow between us and our twin flames' higher selves. You are living your purpose and helping so many of us in our journey. Much love to you. And so I was just so taken back by that, because to have such an open conversation with your twin about, you know, obviously he is awake and really knows what this deal is, right? So that for me, I was just so really moved by it. Anyway, so I went back to her and I was like, wow, that's so amazing. And would you mind if I share? And she said, oh, Nikki, I'm so glad that it helped you. And it took me and my twin 30 years to get to this point of him being so open with me. Every twin flame's journey is so different, and we all have divine timing. Both me and my twin have individual missions that had to happen during the first part of our lives. The second half of our lives are saved for our joint mission. I now know that us being together sooner would not have worked. Time and patience, which I thought was my enemy, has actually been my greatest teacher. Yes, please share my email, as I hope it will be of help to others on their journey. Well, it absolutely will, because, you know, that is the biggest thing, right? It shows that we have to have faith on this journey. And also what I'm going to go on to next is the exact reason why we need to keep having faith, and just really hits home again about what we are here to do because of all of the hate rallies, things that have been going on in the States. So I received another letter from somebody on the grid who also has her own channel as well, which is Twins in Union. And it says, I felt inspired to share some interesting tidbits with you about the upcoming solar eclipse based on your recent comments about the dark versus the light. And it all feels so interconnected. She said, so today when I was exercising at the gym, they had a news channel on talking about the recent hate rally in Charlottesville, North Carolina. And it hit me that it's all tied in with the upcoming energies of the solar eclipse on Monday. The eclipse starts in the West Coast and hits the state of Oregon first. I used to live in Portland, Oregon, and the thinking and lifestyle there is very progressive, as is the Pacific Northwest coast in general. From there, the eclipse moves southwest across the US and ends in Charlottesville, North Carolina, which is a southern state on the East Coast. As a southern state, it has a long history associated with old traditions and beliefs dating back to slavery. The eclipse is going to be doing a massive sweep of energy, moving the progressive energies of the West Coast across the country, bringing this progressive energy into the southern states and ushering out the energies of the old traditions and thought paradigms. It'll be bringing in the light and ushering out the dark. This is going to create a massive global shift in consciousness. It's so interesting how the hate rally in Charlottesville has activated and stirred up all the darkness in order to usher it out. I did a bit of research on the path of the eclipse, and the numbers in what I read were very interesting. Guess which number showed up 3 times? The number 27. 27 is the number of walking away, and this is walking into the unconditional love, walking away and closing the gate on everything that's behind us. The article also says the span of people in Oregon that live in the path of totality, the path of the full eclipse, is 1.1 million. So the 11. I am pasting the info for you to read below. Maybe you'll see other signs in it too. I just thought it was fascinating and fits perfectly with what you were saying about the dark, Star Wars, and shining our light bright as twin flames. Well, yes, I completely agree, because within that, you know, there is always, when the atrocities were happening in London and there were all those killings, the numbers around it were 22 and 27, and I mean, it was just the symbology within it, although however dreadful it is, but also it's a lesson for us to learn. So this goes on to then this, which is why I say all the messages go from one to the next, because the song that came through was Best, the Rainbow Road. Now, I'd never heard of that song before, but it came through to me yesterday, Rainbow Road. And I searched for it on YouTube, but I was led to this particular clip. Now, which is this something. So, first of all, the clip was 144 long, which, as you know, 144 is the number of twin flames. But then in the comments, it says, "Hope for humanity will be restored." Here you go, hope for humanity restored. So I was just like, oh my God, this is so perfect, because of that, literally receiving the emails around, you know, what the terrible stuff that's going on in the States at the moment. And then this song coming through for me, and it is Hope for Humanity Restored. Now the clip is just perfect, because check this out.
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you.
There you go. So this was the clip. Somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you. Which was just so perfect, because I was like, what? That is the clip. That's what they want you to know, of course. The other song that came through, which came through in a story that I was doing for somebody, and I just started singing Listen to Your Heart, that song by Roxette. She came back and said, you know that song that you sang in the reading? Her twin is her gym instructor, and he had played that in his class and had been looking at her as he was singing the lyrics. So again, I mean, this is why it's so utterly brilliant doing all these healings and things for you, because the confirmation back is just ridiculous. So I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. You've built a love, but that love falls apart. Your little piece of heaven turns to dark. So listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why, but listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. Sometimes you wonder if this fight is worthwhile. The precious moments are all lost in the tide. They're swept away, and nothing is what it seems. The feeling of belonging to your dreams. So listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart, there's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why, but listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. And there are voices that want to be heard, so much to mention, but you can't find the words. The scent of magic, the beauty that's been, when love was wilder than the wind. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you, and listen to your heart, there's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why, but listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. So, again, my recommendation is get 2 pieces of paper. The first piece of paper, say, what is it within me that is blocking union for myself, within myself and with my twin? That's the first one. The second one is, what do I need to do to help us get into our union, right? meditate, and then just write whatever flows, because this is the time to really put the past behind you. Doesn't matter what happens in the past. We're entering a new phase. It's a new cycle.